What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. All my social media is in the description box. Now look, um, this is Games People Play Season 1, Episode 2. So it's still a lot going on, y'all. It's still a whole lot of moving pieces in this situation, but we're starting to flesh out and starting to get a little bit of people's backstory. So we start the episode off with Marcus and well, I can't remember nobody's name. Anyway, Vanessa. Thank you. Woo. Marcus and Vanessa, they're at a party. Looks like it's a game party, maybe at the coach's house or the owner's house. And the couples are there and everything. And we see a little bit more of Vanessa Simmons' character, it's very reminiscent of the game with the, what were they called, the Sunshine, on the game where it was like the spouses and the moms and stuff like that. Oh, well, at least on the game, it was what's her face's mom, and then the spouses, and they have their own little organization and everything, and they're talking about how they're really interested in having the girls, having Vanessa be a part of the girls, the auxiliary. They call it the Ballers Spouse Association, the BSA. And she was like, yeah, I feel like she's been avoiding us, but hey, she gonna know, she gonna realize she needs us sooner or later. And and also at that party, we see that Vanessa is sort of talking to him about him having the affair, and he's like, not right now. Like, this is not the time or the place to have this conversation, which it really isn't. But I also understand that sometimes when it's on your mind, it's just on your mind, honey. And then, she was like, why am I not enough for you? And, so forth and so on. But that's just kind of how the episode starts off. Then we start to get a little more of the backstory between Marcus and his best friend. I believe it's played by Jackie Long. He's talking about somebody that they know is being extorted for something like I think it was $250,000, and Marcus was like, I ain't paying it. Now last week I thought it was a gambling debt. See, this is where they lost me a little bit, because at first thought they were talking about the gambling debt, and I was like, well, I thought he had a gambling debt, and that's why the guy was in the hotel room and had hit Vanessa or whatever. But what we find out as the episode goes on, it looks like it's maybe a former coach or some sort of father figure to them when they were growing up. Something happened with some recruiting or something like that, and he told Marcus and them that they were being, this is executive produced by Tracy Edmonds. I didn't know that. Anyway, that they were being extorted for this money, or they were going to go to the press. And Marcus was like, well, what they going to do? Kick me? They can't kick me out of school? They can't go back in time and kick me out of school? And he was like, yeah, but, the media doesn't like, these types of stories will dog you. If there are NCAA violations and wins could get vacated and stuff like that. Like, people don't like that kind of publicity. And so Marcus was like, look, Marcus sort of saw what was up. He was like, look, let me go to my little closet full of shit that people give me that I don't want. Let's find him something that's going to make him happy. Because for real, I really ain't believing this story. I really feel like it's him trying to get at us. And what we find out later on in the episode, it is him. He's just trying to extort the money off of Marcus. And I think what he thought was that Marcus was just going to write him a little check for $250,000 and keep it moving. Because in his mind, all people just rich and they just got it. Just because somebody has it doesn't mean they won't give it to you. And that doesn't mean they necessarily have it. Catch that. We also get a little more backstory into Jackie Long's character. Come to find out, he was supposed to be the NBA star. And Marcus was like coming off the bench. Like, he wasn't the prospect. He wasn't, going to be a number one draft. And Jackie Long's character was the one coming out of high school that was like this top recruit. He ends up going to college and getting hurt. We know the story. He gets hurt, falls off the board, and Marcus ends up becoming the star player. And I think that's part of why Marcus sort of, I don't want to say puts up with him, but I think there's a little guilt there. They clearly have known each other since they were in probably high school. And Marcus knows that, you were supposed to be the one. I got it. So I'm going to share it with you. Because we saw last week that there was some animosity there between the character and Vanessa, and Marcus defended him like, yo, that's my boy kind of thing. All right. The goddess. We know we left off last week where she was supposed to be giving the exclusive to Vanessa's best friend's blog, basically exposing Marcus. So she's trying to like sort of talk her out of it because of course she doesn't want to be the friend, and we also found out that they're sorority sisters. She doesn't want to be the friend that sort of exposes her friend's, husband's infidelity or whatever. And she tries to talk to her and give her the whole, don't you want, you want to hurt, the wife, he's married. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And, she basically laid it out and was like, look, all men cheat. It is what it is. Why are you so worried about it? I'm doing this for my career. I'm trying to get some clout. And, we can disagree with what she's saying, but we know it happens all the time. We see it happen all the time in social media. People, are doing whatever they can to get on these Instagram models, and we've seen it before where somebody sleeps with a celebrity and they post a picture on Instagram, to get that 15 minutes of fame, regardless of whether it hurts their family or their wife or whatever. And, we see her later on in the episode basically like, look, I can't even pay my rent. Like this, I did this to give myself some clout and publicity because I'm really trying to help my career. Like, at the end of the day, I really don't care about Marcus. I don't care about his wife. I don't care about none of them people. It was about me, and we see where at the end of the episode, it doesn't end up working out. She gets scooped. I'm going to get back to that. I'm sort of ahead of myself. But she sort of gets scooped, and she goes back to the call girl agency. And so, she really is just struggling. And I'm not necessarily agreeing with the how she's doing it, but she's explaining why she's doing it. And shout out to the person in my comments. Right off the top of my head, I apologize, I don't remember. I didn't realize that was the little girl from My Wife and Kids. I'd seen her pictures of her recently in the blogs and stuff like that, but I didn't make the connection. But shout out. Sorry about that. Thank you for the info. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of, I guess, what this whole storyline is really about. Marcus King had an affair. The flashback we saw last week was the flashback of, I guess, the night that his wife found him with the other woman. Her name is Calandria, something like that. At the end of last week's episode, they found her body. And of course, they're questioning Marcus, but they kind of don't want to, they haven't gotten to the point where they're looking at him as a serious suspect yet. We see where the coroner is examining her body or what have you, and he ends up finding her cell phone. They are able to unlock the cell phone, so now they can get into her cell phone records. And by the end of the episode, they see where she's had all these contacts with Marcus King. They're making that connection. They didn't arrest him or anything like that, but they are definitely starting to make the connection. Marcus has reached out to the goddess, basically saying, look, why are you doing this to me? Please don't expose me. How much is it going to take to kill the story? And she was like, it's not about money. Again, this is about me and my career. Money might take care of me temporarily, but if I can get my career popping off, I can take care of myself long term. And again, this is not no dumb chick. She has a plan. I'm not saying I agree with her plan. I'm not saying her plan is ethical, but she has a plan. And like she said, you paying me or take care of me for a couple of months, but then it's going to be gone. I'm trying to ride this thing to a regular paycheck for myself and don't have to worry about your money. Because at the end of the day, she really don't want to be doing this. I feel like she's doing it in her mind, out of necessity. So Vanessa and her best friend go out, and she's trying to basically break it to her really nicely to say, look, I have the exclusive. My boss is telling me I have to do the interview. The goddess confirmed that it is Marcus. And, basically I'm coming to you as a friend to let you know, A, the story's coming out, and B, it is your husband. So you could get in front of it. Of course, she reacted the way any friend would react. She got mad. She got upset. She said, look, you're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to be looking out for my best interest, looking out for me. But you're going to do this story. And, she ends up walking away from her. And what she ends up doing, she ends up doing an end run around her friend. And somebody else takes credit for being the mystery man. Which sort of blows her whole scoop. it doesn't hurt the friend as much because the friend really didn't want to do the story to begin with, but it ends up hurting the goddess because again, she was like the dude that ended up taking credit for it being him doesn't have the same clout, and it's not getting her what she did this whole thing to begin with for. So she sort of got screwed in the end because it ended up not being what she needed it to be. Something else. Remember last week I think I told you guys that Vanessa's friend from college, white guy from law school, ran into her at the park. Well, come to find out, he runs into her at the park again. I don't think the situation is as innocent as it seems. Certainly the second time was a setup, but I kind of think the first time might have been a setup too. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, my skeptical nature, not believing in coincidences, but certainly the second time he did it on purpose. And he said, maybe we can go running, maybe we can go running together regularly because both of them talking about they're doing a marathon. And she was like, look, if I'm here, we can run together. If not, it is what it is, because again, I don't think she's trying to go down that route with him, go down that road. It's Marcus's first game. And do y'all know this fool had the nerve to ask that woman who clearly has had at least 2 affairs. Ask her for some sex before, or really I think he was asking for some head. Before the game, talking about something, I'm nervous and the only thing that's going to help is, I know I'm not sure really your favorite person right now, but can you hook a brother up? And he dropped his pants. And it looked like for a second she was going to do it. But then she hit him with the Negro please. I said, I know that's right. You better hit him with the Negro please. Well, what ends up happening is what happens at a lot of games. The guys talk trash, talk shit. And the guy got in his head, talking about his wife and he was like, who'd you bring, your wife or your girlfriend? He ended up getting in his head. Marcus ended up getting into a fight, getting put out the game, and a suspension and a fine is coming. Vanessa was sitting with the BSA, and of course they were like, girl, we got your back. Because again, the head of the BSA, which is played by Vanessa Simmons' character, the actress Vanessa Simmons, she was like, yeah, she gonna realize she need us, sooner rather than later. So that was a perfect opportunity for them to sort of slide in and be like, girl, you need us. You need our support, need our help. And, don't worry about it. We've been there and done that. Our husbands have gotten suspended, gotten screwed up, whatever. So she's building the relationship with these women, even though she really ain't even trying to feel them like that. You can tell she really don't want to be bothered with them, but she feels like now she sort of has to, now that Marcus sort of got himself caught up and got himself in trouble. She feel like she sort of has to do it now. That was pretty much the gist of the episode. Like I said, it's still a lot of moving pieces. You see, I still don't even know everybody's name. Y'all know how I am with names. But it was starting to flesh out some of the characters and getting some of the backstory. So, we'll see how it goes, but that was episode 2. That's pretty much what we got. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments, please.